I know you've been digging on these session drums, so we'll just use one of these to build a beat. I'm going to drop it into MIDI track. Pardon me. And then I'm going to double click on this, and it's going to open up a 1-bar loop. And here's all the instruments. And with this headphone button soloed, we can listen, etc. So usually what you do is, to start, you put a kick drum on the downbeat, and you put snares on 2 and 4. Snares of some kind. And we'll start listening to that. Slow it down some. So what I'm hearing in my head is a hi-hat to sort of glue this all together, like eighth notes. So let's find a hi-hat closed. Now I'm going to change my snares to different snare drum sounds. Alright, let's just call that our first beat. Let's turn these off, we don't need them right now. And I'm going to make a duplicate, and then I'm going to start adding stuff onto it. So start playing around with just adding kick drums and see what it sounds like to put them in different places. Okay, and the velocities of the hi-hat, I just selected all the hi-hats by clicking on that. I can turn them down. But I want to do something kind of interesting here. I'm just going to put in 4 hi-hats and turn those up kind of loud. And then I'm going to, while they're all selected, I'm going to hit Command C to copy, or Control C on a Mac, on a PC rather, and then Control V to paste them. Okay, so now I have an extra set of that I can just move around to a bunch of other places. And I'm going to move it to the middle, in between the downbeats, or in between the numbers, and turn the velocity down on these in between ones. So now I have this row of hi-hats where every other one is softer. Another thing people will do is layer up the snare drums. So I'm going to take the snare drum and copy and paste and move it down to another snare. And then maybe add a hi-hat, or you know what, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this now. Let's add a tambourine. I thought I heard a tambourine. Here it is. Just on 4. Another thing some people will do is move the snare hits back a little bit. It makes the beat feel a little more relaxed. Excuse me. So you'd want to put a kick pattern in that sort of emphasizes whatever music you're doing. If you have a passage in a song that has a certain rhythmic pulse to it, you might want to get the bass and the kick drum to play together. Like if the bass is playing a pattern that's like doom, 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 then you might want to have the kick go boom, boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, boom, ka, boom, ka. So one of the best kinds of homework that you can do for this is to listen to some music that features strong drum beats and just try to create a one measure loop like this that recreates the drum, what you're hearing. Like listen carefully to what the ride cymbal's doing, listen carefully to what the hi-hat is doing, listen carefully to what the snare is doing, and try to recreate that. Let me throw a couple more ideas at you. I'm going to duplicate this again. And one thing that you do a lot in drumming is have this light in between snare drum sound. Let's just use that one. Copy and paste. So filling in all of them. So that probably sounds like a bunch of noise right now, but what I'm going to do is lower the volumes of these again. And then try taking out some of them. That's kind of a cool sound right there, that little ba-da-da. So I'm going to duplicate this. Let's see if I can recreate that. I just heard it by accident. Maybe down here. Get that again. Move this back to a hi-hat. So now I have all these different snare drum beats, and if I wanted to build a song, I've now got a bunch of different beats in the same tempo. So like this could be my intro beat, and then this might be the first verse. Anyway, try experimenting with that. It should help you get your mind off of Trent.